Welcome back to the VR workshop. This week, we're stripping this sexy two-stroke naked. So as we said at the start of the video, it is time to start stripping the bike. Give you a bigger picture of what's going on in the workshop in the next 3-4 weeks. This is going to be on the ramp for the next 2 weeks, or just slightly less than 2 weeks. So we've got basically 2 weeks to get this thing fully stripped and palletized before the land speed bike comes back on here. The land speed bike is being shown at the Art of Motorcycle event at the start of November. Once it's done there, it's going to come back into the workshop, and there's not a lot of space in this workshop, so the easiest thing to do is to strip the land speed bike. We need to get the engine out anyway. We need to understand what the failure point was on that engine. Obviously something on the inside of the engine is now on the outside of the engine, but we don't know what. Whether it's a piston, whether it's a conrod, no idea. Something terminal. Once we've established that, we need to make a good engine out of the 2 broken 998 engines we've got, and we can package them up and sell it, because that revenue will help the other projects in here, and it will also give us some space. Once we've done that, we'll strip the rest of the land speed bike, and that will be shelved for a little while until it gets its new power plant. More on that later. So when we strip this apart, we want to take every part off piece by piece. I want to catalog it in detail. Maybe or maybe not, I'll show all that in the video. But all these parts are going to go on eBay for sale. Because as we mentioned before, this is a very clean bike. And I know there's demand for a lot of these parts, and we just don't need them. So we'll take them all off piece by piece, catalog them, bubble wrap them, get all these parts ready for sale, and we will take all the parts off that we need, being engine, coils, carbs, and as we progress through this, because I'll be honest, I've owned 350LC before, I've owned a plethora of RD250s, the YPVS models, never owned a 500, never really played with the 500, so we're kind of breaking new territory on how it's put together, what it's all made of, so it's a bit of a learning experience for us both here. Let's start taking things off. We're going to start with the easy bits. Seat coil doesn't need any tools, we can start with that here. These, I've seen these seat coils on eBay, and they tend to fetch good money, and this one looks to be in good condition, so we can have a close look at it. How does it come off? There we go. Yeah, it's got some marks for the bolts where they go on the sides. Not really, it's got a tiny bit of faded paint there. I don't know if that paint is factory or if it's been resprayed. That I really don't know. I don't know enough about these to make that, but it's original. It looks to be the original plastic Yamaha part, that's for sure. It doesn't have, that said, it doesn't have any Yamaha markings. I'm sure there's going to be somebody who knows better in the comments of what this is, but on seat coil, very good condition. On the same token, we have the seat. Again, doesn't look to have much marks or problems. It's got little, I don't know if they're just marks or dirt. There's no scratches on it, that's for sure. All the linkages look to be pretty healthy. There's a little bit of surface rust here, but nothing much. If I was going to restore this, I'd be taking all this apart and blasting it and putting new cadmium plate on it to make it look standard. But again, I don't know if the seat's been recovered or if it's standard, but it's in very good condition. Seat's off, now we can take the rear plastics out. These again look in very good condition. There's a couple of light scratches at the top and a weird kind of, it's got a heat blemish of some sort. Maybe it's the back of the exhaust can pushing through the plastics, but they look, I'm not very sure if they've been painted or not, because they're not brilliant white. They're that kind of classic creamy white look. But yeah, great condition. Not quite sure how they come off yet. So see how we go with this, whether they come off in one piece or two piece. I will be saving all these little bolts as well with all the little top hats and washers. Put them in a little bag, keep them. Yeah, it might come off. It might come off in two pieces. Now, we could read the manual, but where's the fun in that? Okay, looks like it's come off in one piece. There we go. They're just going to lift off for me. Yes, it does. Well, that was easy. The heat shield, it's got thin in various places, and that's where the little mark of the exhaust, which you can see in the paintwork on the other side, the blemish, that's where it's been coming through. So that makes sense. Yeah, inside and outside, very good condition. And again, has it been painted? I don't know. I don't know what they should look like unpainted. Because I've seen, for example, Ducati fairings have this overspray in the back of them. My original SBS has that, which you shouldn't expect for such an expensive OEM bike, but it does. Anyway, one seat unit, including this little rubber piece, which is kind of cool. I might just put a bit of tape on there, just make sure we don't lose it, but that looks standard. We'll keep that. Okay, let's have a look at this. A little Yamaha logo on it, it's kind of cool. Yeah. Oh wow, how cool is that? Oh, they're actually all stamped. Oh, even the spanner, everything's stamped Yamaha. I presume that would be a helmet lock. Or plug spanner. Oh, that is very cool. Very, very, very cool. Oh, yeah, no, even that one's stamped Yamaha. So we've got... Now, would that be short from the factory? That looks like something you would do in a workshop to get to a special place. Kind of curious if that's been cut down from the factory or cut down by somebody for a purpose. But yeah, that's pretty cool. So staying on the back end, all this under tray looks to be in one piece, or it's connected together. We need to get the exhaust out of the way before we can get to this. To get the exhaust out of the way, we need to get the tank off. I think it's probably best we just get all the bodywork off first, and then we'll start doing the mechanical parts. Because I'm also looking at this subframe. That's a welded subframe, that's not bolted. Which means this frame is going to be really long. Even with nothing in it, it's going to be really long. With that said, I might be able to box it and keep all these parts within the subframe. That might be a good idea. I'm looking at this wiring harness as well. It's actually got all the little original hooks that go into the plastics. And they're all in good condition. It's very cool, actually. I mean, you look at how they did this in 1985 and you compare it to the way harnesses are put on bikes and cars now. Clearly a lot more attention to detail was done back in the day. Tank off. Why do you always use power tools, I hear you say? Well, I'm not lazy, I'm just efficient. Before we get the tank off, we need to drain the tank. It's worth noting that the key is the same for that and the seat unit, and I'm sure there's a helmet lock somewhere as well. It's all the same original key, which is kind of cool. In the fuel, which I know there's a ton of two-stroke in there as well, because I was a bit over-eager or over-cautious when we last on track. So we'll dump this. Okay, let's see what we got. Also looks clean in here. It's quite incredible condition in here as well. I mean, I just love the little foam stay around the tank to keep the airbox intake separate from what would happen with the exhaust. It's just a nice little finish. And again, the loom's in great condition. What I am surprised at is how clean it is. This is a Dubai bike. And for those who have actually been in Dubai will know that it's dusty. And when things sit, they get really dusty. Now I've had this inside for a couple of years, but I mean, that's pretty clean. That's very clean. Very, very clean. Schoolboy error number one. That I pulled the tank pivot pin out before I took the hoses off. No. Does that make it a whole lot harder? Yes. So looking at this tank, I'm going to guess it has been resprayed. There's some red overspray on the bottom of it, and this is, I'm not quite sure if that's overspray or if it's sealant of some stuff. I'm going to go with overspray paint. There's a little paint blister there. But if it has been resprayed, it's been a long time ago. This was not done recently. Turning it over, I mean, there's some small blemishes on the top. I don't know if that's from the paint or it's just stuff coming through it. That's actually dirt. It's a lovely pearl through it. I, back in the day, had a TZR 125, 1988, so it was like 3 years older than this, and that had the same white pearl paint, and it really is lovely. But yeah, is it a 100% Conqueror's bike? No. Is it close? Or sorry, Conqueror's tank. Is it close? Yes, very, very close. This is a very, very good looking tank. Lovely paint. And even when it has been painted, there's a big build-up of lacquer over the top of it. You can't feel the logo or the pinstriping at all. It's lovely. And on the inside, I've already checked this. It's very good. I wouldn't say minty. It does have some surface rust kicking around in there, which you would expect for a 40-year-old bike. But I just resealed our old Yamaha R6. I think that's a 2008, 2009. It's one we used to endurance race in the UK years ago. And the tank on that was rotten. I had to reseal the whole thing. And that's considerably newer than this bike. So yeah, it's not mint, but it's damn close. Good tank, very good tank. Next job, belly pan. It's getting late, I'm starting to drop things. Now things are starting to look interesting. Again, I'm not sure if this is original paint or not. I don't know if these mask marks are standard or not. Could be either. But like the rest of the bike, if it has been painted, it was a long time ago. So it's not, compared to the side panels and tank, it's not as good a condition. There's a couple of scratches down the side of it and on the base here, which I guess is what you would expect for being the bottom of the bike. And this Yamaha sticker here is, you can see the whole sticker's been on, and now I'm looking at it, I don't know if that's stock, because that's not been lacquered over, that's been put on after the fact. You can feel the corners of the sticker, and the sticker's obviously faded a different color to the rest of it. It's got some slight scratches. I actually don't know if that's scratches or if it's just dirt. Just have a look at some stuff. Okay, yeah, it's my bad. A lot of it's dirt. A lot of it, most of it's dirt. Okay, so yeah, it's it's in pretty good condition. It's not perfect, but it's still in pretty good condition. I mean, the plastic itself is completely whole. Still got the little heat shields on the bottom of it. So yeah, another piece of the bodywork, also in good condition. So the right hand side panel, again, you've got all this weird and wonderful masking lines, but with the black, it actually looks more stock or more OEM than everything we've seen before. So maybe this is standard. I really need to get this video out so somebody can actually read and tell me in the comments. Again, yes, there's a couple of little blemishes and scratches. There's a bit of dirt here and there. All the retaining clips are still there. There's no broken parts. Yeah, the whole thing's in very good condition. The white looks to be slightly more faded than like the back panels. It's a darker color, or yeah, I don't know if it's faded or if it's just been painted slightly different. And this hasn't been lacquered the same. You can actually feel the difference between the paint on the two and the stickers. Again, I don't know what standard is, but right hand side panel, good condition. Same again, now that I'm looking at both panels, I'm inclined to believe that this is actually standard. I don't find anybody doing a repaint why they would mask off both sides almost identical. I guess it's possible. Tell me in the comments. One thing I have noticed with this panel, it's got a slight crack on the corner there and a slight crack in the bottom here. So they are 40-year-old panels. So it doesn't surprise me to see some sort of damage, but this one, it's not the kind of same mint as the other panels. But we're seeing the blue line faded through here a little bit. I'm kind of wondering, is this a standard panel unfettled with and the rear one is painted? I don't know. It looks, I mean, it's in great condition apart from the tiny little crack there, but it's definitely a lot more weathered or faded than the rest of the panels. Still, very good condition. And the top panel, which this connects to, is also got a slight broken part. Hence the screw is still in this. But all the retaining clips are still present. Still a good panel. I'm not gonna lie. I should probably RTFM this, but speak amongst yourself while I figure this out. I'm in awe again at this condition of this. So we've got the inside of the fairing, it's got the same black that the inside side fairings have got. I can see one bolt that's fallen out. It's missing a clip on the side here. That's easily replaced. And the actual frame around the headlight bucket and everything is really good condition. And again, if this thing was actually restored at one point, it was restored a long time ago, and it was done very, very well. Because everything looks factory, even all the rubber grommets that sit in here. You know, a lot of the times when you see restored projects, they're never quite the same as they came out of the factory. So if this has been restored, it's an amazing job. The wiring's in great condition. A little bit of green in some of the plugs, but it's minor. I mean, Honda wiring, old Honda wiring is always good. I've had enough old Honda rally bikes and CB750, Z50, which is it's a year older than this. And they're all the Honda wiring, they're all very standard in that era. and a quite robust wiring, but it's in very good condition. So my big dilemma is, do I need any of this? And I'm not sure I do. So in my head, I was thinking, maybe I should keep the wiring loom, maybe I should keep the clocks, just as a starting point, so when everything's rebuilt again, at least we're running with electricals that we knew were functioning. But I don't need a high beam switch or a turn signal on the dash. I don't need a speedo. I need a rev counter. I need a temperature gauge. I need an oil pressure light, and I need a neutral light. That's all I need. And the more I look at this, the more I am inclined just to make my own wiring them from scratch, which I've actually done before in a Honda. It's not that hard to do. They tend to wrap around their earths, like a common earth all the way through the loom, and then you've got earths wrapped at various points, like tied in, T-pieced off to the loom. It's quite a common Honda trait. But yeah, I'm inclined just to let this go as it is. And I'm sure somebody out there will appreciate this as a complete unit rather than piecemeal parts. And then I just start from scratch. I just start afresh. So yeah, so that is the bike, completely stripped. Everything's off it. Which is probably a good time to stop this video. We've gone into a bit more detail than I really expected, but give me some feedback. Do you want more detail? Do you want less detail? I'm doing this anyway, so it'd be good to understand what details you want to see in this project, because it is a bit different. It's not often you see a 40-year-old bike stripped this way. But yeah, so thanks for your attention. Thanks for joining me, and we'll catch you in the next one.